Okay, so here's everything you need to know about the Amazon rainforest fires. This is the president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro. His nickname is Captain Chainsaw. He's a global warming skeptic. He's very unsympathetic towards efforts to stop deforestation, and under his administration he has promised to open the Amazon to industry and has slashed penalties for illegal deforestation. He is such a skeptic that he's just after firing the INPE Director General over the global warming findings, even though they are said to be 95% accurate. Apparently there is an 83% increase in the amount of fires since last year. What does that mean? Well, in 2018 there were less than 40,000 fires. This year, so far, there has been 74,000 and counting, almost double the amount of fires since last year. And here's a fact for you, 9,500 fires since Thursday. Probably a lot more since this video has come out. An INP researcher commented that there is nothing abnormal about the climate of this year, meaning that the only cause for the increase in fires this year is because of man. Over the past decade, governments have been able to manage the fires and stop illegal deforestation through penalties and fines. This year, Germany and Norway have accused Brazil of turning its back on the fight against deforestation. We have a disconnect with continents like South America and Africa because there isn't that much media coverage there. That's why we sympathise with France so much more when Notre Dame was on fire, because there's loads of media coverage there and none at Brazil at the moment. Notre Dame, the small building in Paris, which is very important to France, but really so is the Amazon to the rest of the world. That was everywhere. This is nowhere. The Amazon is home to 4,000 species of plants and 2,000 species of animals. There are 427 mammal species, 1,300 bird species, 378 species of reptiles, and more than 400 species of amphibians. And they're all at danger right now. Species, meaning that there are probably over 1 million animals, probably a lot more than 1 million animals in the Amazon right now that are at danger or are being killed from these massive fires. More than 20% of the world's oxygen is produced by the Amazon rainforest and is often referred to as the lungs of the earth. The lungs of the earth are on fire right now. If the Amazon rainforest was a country, it would rank 9th in size. This is how big the Amazon rainforest is. To put it into perspective, this is how big it is over America. It is almost half the size of America. The equivalent of a lot of states in America are being burnt right now. Okay, so here are the causes. The causes for deforestation are farming, mining, and drilling. Specifically for the Amazon rainforest, they are clearing forests to make way for cattle ranches and soy plantations. It is said to be the season of Queimada, which is when farmers use fire to clear their land. Jair Bolsonaro has said for the season of Queimada they have planted fires in strategic areas, so they know where the fires are going, but fire is often very uncontrollable and you don't know how far it's going to go or how long it's going to last. The season of Queimada mainly occurs from August to October, usually peaking in September, which means that right now it's not near its peak. In the next month and a half we are going to see so many more fires. 74,000 fires already seems really bad to me, and that is just going to get a hell of a lot worse. Mr. Bolsonaro's government is under increasing criticism for its environmental policy, which has seen the reversal work from former presidents to try and reduce deforestation. So much work put in by previous presidents to try and prevent as much climate change as they could. But Jair Bolsonaro is just coming in and undoing all that, and frankly I don't think one man's policies should dictate the will of the rest of the world, especially when it's dealing with something that affects the rest of the world and something that provides oxygen for the rest of the world. The World Wildlife Fund has blamed the latest fires on the increasing deforestation in Brazil. This wouldn't have been able to go ahead without Jair Bolsonaro. He's the one that has allowed all these fires to happen. Here's one of the biggest facts. All fires are man-made. Yes, climate change is a big part of it. It has made conditions desirable to start fires, but no fires have ever been started, in the Amazon at least, from climate change. These 74,000 fires, they're all man. Both climate change and deforestation are causes for the amount of droughts in the Amazon at the moment. Scientists say that the Amazon has suffered at an accelerated rate since the president took office in January, with policies favouring development over conservation, meaning that he's putting profit over conserving something that gives 1/5 of the world oxygen. I think selfishness is such an understatement right now. Here's where it gets scary. Brazil is in winter right now, and parts like Sao Paulo experience alright weather day to day. sometimes cloudy, but nothing like what was recorded on Monday 19th throughout the afternoon. A massive cloud of smoke came over the entire city, putting it into darkness in the afternoon. And I know what you're thinking, the fires that caused the smoke must not have been far away. Well, I'll tell you this, the nearest fire was 2,700 kilometers away. Think of the amount of smoke that must have been created to travel that distance. You could see the smoke from space. This is what NASA recorded on their satellites. The smoke itself covered an area equivalent to 1/3 the size of America. You can't even see a man-made object from space. The Wall of China, not a chance. Studies show that deforestation could immensely alter the Amazon. If 20% to 25% of the Amazon becomes deforested, the landscape could transform from a forest into a savanna. A grassy plain in tropical and subtropical regions with few trees. With few trees. Jungles are supposed to be full of them, not just have a few around. Especially not something that provides 20% of the world's oxygen. Currently, deforestation is at 17%, after being slowly destroyed over the last 50 years. The Amazon rainforest has also been said to have helped prevent a lot of climate change over the last few years. So if enough of the Amazon rainforest is deforested, we could be looking at a future where climate change takes over and at an accelerated rate. You want to know how little media coverage there's been about this? All the images, pretty much all the images that you've seen on articles or Instagram posts about the current Amazon fires are fake. They are most likely from previous years of Amazon fires, or potentially not even any Amazon fires at all. There are barely any new photos of the Amazon fire from this year, except for the satellite coverage captured by NASA. The state of Amazonia declared a national emergency earlier this month because of the fires. It was said to be the 4th most affected area in Brazil. 4th, meaning there are 3 other parts that have done nothing about it, or are ignoring it. All the remaining states have failed to do anything about it or spread awareness for it. So what can we do? One way to help is to sponsor an acre in the Amazon. By sponsoring an acre, you can support groups who undertake invaluable work to keep the rainforest safe. The UK charity WWF suggests a minimum of €5 a month. €5 is €60 a year. €60 a year, we probably spend more on chocolate. That's like 6 cinema tickets. For the amount of 6 cinema tickets a year, you can get to say that you are helping contribute to a cause you care about. Something we can do on a day-to-day basis is try and reduce our amount of paper consumption. Many people opt for paper over plastic as paper is recyclable. While this is true, paper comes from deforestation, which is thought to play a major role in the current Amazon fires. Potentially in the near future, we will see companies or organizations campaign for people like us to use less paper and provide another alternative to store information and create artwork on. A big thing we can do is urge Europe to stop buying irresponsible meat, soy and wood from Brazil, which would create a much lower demand for these things and therefore put a stop to Brazil feeling they need to expand ground and cause deforestation. So to conclude, what I've deduced from all this is that the current fires are going to burn. There is nothing we can do about it, but we can prevent future fires from being lit. Remember, all fires are started by man. If I was Jair Bolsonaro and was somehow convinced that climate change was real, I would stop the season of Queimada immediately. Prevent it from peaking in September. Let it have peaked now. We can't have any more fires started. Fires present such a danger to one of the world's greatest wealths, the Amazon rainforest. We now know the serious danger to our planet, and we have to do something about it. Screw global warming. This is endangering a future where we can breathe as well as we do now. Do you remember the Lorax? Where they cut down so many trees that not everyone could breathe? Yeah. We can start an online campaign for better environmental laws to be brought in to Brazil. If we're being real, everyone who's watching this video and wants to do something about it isn't going to stop the deforestation that's happening in the Amazon rainforest. But we have a voice. And if we scream loud enough, they are going to hear us pretty goddamn loud. Previous governments have been able to reduce deforestation, and they will be able to do so again. But the trouble is, Jair Bolsonaro doesn't want to. And that's where the rest of the human race have to step in, to help conserve something that provides 20% of the world's oxygen. Think about that. A concerned Brazilian recently tweeted, 3 years ago, the world saw Brazil celebrating nature and encouraging environmental preservation at the opening of the largest sporting event on the planet. Today we see the Amazon, our greatest wealth, on fire for over 16 days. Setback? And that's it. I hope that you're more educated than you were. I certainly learned a lot myself researching all this information, and all my sources can be found in the description. So like, comment if you want to, but please share this video or spread the information around, because this information is invaluable right now. And if not enough people are educated on this, what is happening right now will continue to happen, and nothing will be done about it. And thank you for watching. I'm Liam Boland.